Well, hello everyone. TheOntarioGardener here, back with a brand new series I'm calling the Main Street Pup. So we're doing steak, obviously, and for this run, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm actually using a mod, how do I do it, called Card Manager, which basically allows you to go in and turn cards on and turn cards off based on what you want. So all the cards are in gray. I mean, a lot of these are the Halloween ones, which are never going to show up. Some of these are the flower pots, coffee shop, like the different type of themes that aren't going to show up. Other ones are ones like for Christmas and for that Valentine's Day update that are never going to show up, right? I want to have exclusive for this run or formal, depending on how my other cards go. I don't want to have charming or affordable, so I turn it off. And then down here, these are the customer cards. I turned off a bunch, but as you can see, I left a lot on. Especially ones like larger groups, meeting groups. I like to have a large group restaurant. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then the franchise cards, I just turned off ones that I don't ever use, like starting with the grabber, savings, reincarnation, like some of the ones that I kind of think are dumb. I mean, again, there's so many to choose, as well as all the variety cards. And then down here, I kept all the dessert cards. I had breakfast on, I think, for variety reasons. And then a lot of the ones like burgers, hot dogs, things that will never come up, I turn off. And then I have all the sides. I have bone and steaks. I have all the steaks up, bone and steaks, steak sauce. We have thin steaks. We have thick cut steaks. So I want to try to have a huge steak restaurant. Plus, I have all of the soups turned on, as well as a lot of the sides, or mostly all the sides, I guess, because I want to have kind of steak and soup. And I think that'd be a cool thing to do. Now, you may say, oh, that's kind of cheating because you're leaving out a lot of cards. No, because there's still probably 50 cards that are still available, and we'll never get through all of them. I just weeded out the ones that I just hate, that I don't want to be forced between picky eaters and, like, I don't know, pumpkin pie or something like that, right? I don't want to have a nice run with a steak and potentially, steak with a whole bunch of fixings, steak with all the sides. Some starters like the breadboard, well, all the starters basically are on, and stuff like that. I just want to see how well we can do it like this. So without further ado, let's just rock and roll. And you know how my thing is in the beginning of the run is if you have as many or fewer groups, then you have customers, you call everybody. And the thing is with steak, you can't pre-cook anything. I mean, yes, okay, you can pre-cook a little bit, but not really. Not really. So we just gotta let these tick through. That one's that one, and then steaks are, steak is pretty slow, but you got to be careful with steak, because if you can plate it at any doneness, and that's where you can end up getting in trouble, because you're like, once it's plated, you can't unplate it. Basically. So with steak, it is a little bit slow going in the beginning, especially because of all the messes, and you got to be on. If you're having thick cut steaks and you're using danger hobs and stuff, you got to be so careful. But that's the challenge that I want to have. Like, I'd love to have large size groups. Now, we're not really set up for that in this restaurant, but we can make it work. 2 or 3 groups at a time. We're going to be calling, this is a lot different than the coffee shop, because we're actually making a little bit of money. All right, we got a research desk. Put that in there right off the bat. I'd love to get a table, because I do want to push my messes back, because look, we're already up to 4 groups. And that's going to keep climbing, because steak doesn't have the reduction to it. We are going to buy the bigger plate stack, because until we get until we have 5 groups or larger, we don't have to do dishes, right? Or until we get a side, until we get a dessert. Nothing else we need, so let's just keep on rolling. We're going to call everybody, because there's no reason not to. We don't have, again, like I said, if you watch my Coffee Bean or my Tim Hortons coffee series, patience is a huge thing there. In this run, patience isn't a huge deal. It's not, more so messes are a big deal than anything. I keep going here because normally I put plates here, and I'm not sure why I actually don't have plates in this spot. I don't really understand why. All right, we got a rare, and we got a medium, and I still kind of argue that the rare should be the darker red one, not the lighter red one, but hey, who am I to say what it should be? Because to me, that looks more medium than rare. The top one looks rare to me, but it's all good. All right. So we got 2 rares. It took me forever to figure out, to know which ones to call, and I still probably mess up. All right, there's a rare there, and then we still have to deal with the stinking messes. So the biggest thing here is you're going to be using hobs the entire time. Unless we set up some kind of crazy, huge steak automation, which, the goal is to get, thick cut steaks, thin cut steaks, bone-in steaks. You can never automate all of that in one run. It's just impossible, especially on a run like this. Oh, we got our RD, our research desk, which I like. Because again, we're not in coffee mode, so we're back to kind of like the normal way I play this. And that's to try to get blueprint desks, to try to get or even or even copy desks. Because I think what we want here is, I don't know if we want safety hobs, or because safety hobs still, like, they don't burn, but they'll still cook it to, you know, a full doneness, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we want that, or maybe danger hobs. We'll have to kind of play it by ear to see what we get, especially with the cards. I mean, having things like prep stations, frozen prep stations would be helpful. I am going to buy tables. I'm going to push tables back because I want to keep doing that, because messes, we're going to have enough problem with messes so as it is. I don't want to have messes in the dining room. It's just more of a pain in the butt. And we can put counters out here. This is my kind of my normal setup. Is there a need to put a countertop out here? No, but why not, right? We can't afford anything else. Sink. Eventually, we're gonna have to do dishes. So we're gonna have to think about. I'm gonna swap this back because we still only have 4 groups, which is good, and we're gonna call everybody. Now, calling everybody doesn't work again if you have a blueprint desk, but might as well do our research while we're here. This is a good place. Maybe we could try the clipboard stand or something. Never know. All right, I'm actually going to get 2 steaks on. Trainers will be going to be really helpful because these guys are so slow. All right, we got 2 well-dones. I'll just kind of just wait, I guess. I can get this one out, and then get the other well-done on. And the well-dones take a long time to actually burn, right? Because so you don't have to worry. Actually, I can plate that one now, and then I'll just look how slow this is, like just to get to the first stage. The second stage is obviously faster. Okay, that's the second stage, and then we're at the burn, or it's not burn, it's the well done stage, I guess you could call it. And then, yeah, you got to be careful with steaks, like I said. What do these guys want? Another burn one. Jeez Louise. Actually, let's get these 2 plated, and then we'll get both burnt. I call them burned because they are burned. All right, first cooking phase, second cooking phase. It goes faster each time, especially when you're dealing with like thin cut steaks. But when you get to the burn stage, it takes forever. Like, look how slow that burns. Even with a danger hob, it's slow. And yes, I could have done the proper orders first, but it doesn't matter. No. All right, so we have 4 groups. Now, if we can do like the whole run here with sticking at that 4 groups, that would be so helpful for us. Is it possible? Yes. Is it, probable or whatever? No, because we're at the 5 groups. So let's see what we got. Give me a good card right away. All right, so I really didn't want to start out with Victorian Standard. It's a free card, but I think we got to go thick cut steaks, and we'll knock our groups back down to 4. So these cook a lot slower, and they're thick cut steaks are almost like the worst, but they're not terrible. They're just I can't put it like that. Do you have to start laying things out like this, maybe? Maybe. And what we can do is we can actually put countertops on both sides. Maybe even line a couple countertops up like this. Because, we're going to have, if we have double orders here, or, two people at a table, we're going to be cooking 2 at one time. So we have a copy desk. Now, we can't afford a copy desk. Table, thank you for the table. Thank you. I want to push messes back at least where we can. And I explain myself many times why I like to do that. Because eventually we want to also start working on getting floor protectors, because again, trainers would be nice. So the thing is here is, what are we looking for with steak? And the answer is, I don't know. Regular hobs probably would be better. Now, they are faster, and they also create less mess than a starter hob. Thing is, we don't really need speed, but we will need speed when it comes to the thick steaks, because they cook so much slower. So what we'll do is we'll just do this. There's no need to buy to use all 3 until we get a side dish. And once we get a side dish, then we can start rocking 3. Now, the question is, do we want to try to get a copy desk first or a blueprint desk first? If we get a blueprint desk first, what are we going to look for? I don't know, actually. Because if we're going to be getting a lot of sides, prep stations would probably be a good thing, because at least at the end of the day, we could say prep a bunch of well-done, thick-cut steaks. They take so long or something like that. But a lot of it's going to be this type of thing, cooking, so multiple hobs, maybe even more safety hobs, etc., etc. So I think and then, eventually we'll get into things like mixers, and because you never know what side dishes we're going to get, or if we get soup, we want to have a lot more firepower with this. But for now, I think we're just going to rock and roll. We have 4 groups. Nothing's changed, really. Let's just call them in, because again, right now we're getting, basically 20 free coins based on that. Now, the hardest part here is not messing up. Which I know sounds silly to say that, but you don't want to mess up. So here we want a thick cut rare, and here we want a thick cut well done. So Just look how ridiculously slow they cook. And why this is a problem is because eventually you're going to have issues with patience. So having danger hobs here would be definitely helpful. So that's definitely something that we're going to be shooting to get next. Oh my gosh. Everyone's on thick cut right now, but look how slow it's going. My gosh. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter. The patience, like I know I have, I love my instant ordering, but the thing is, though, instant ordering for this would not be good. It just would not be good because you lose a whole page. So we have this whole, I call it a free patience bar because this is sitting here. And until I take their order, which I think is something like 150 seconds it lasts, I'm not exactly sure. When you're playing solo, your patience is a lot longer. Well, I shouldn't say a lot longer. It is longer than if you're playing with 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, etc. All right, load that up. And we want, 2 regulars burned. No problem. Just clean the messes up. Not that we have to clean messes here. And then here we're just basically waiting. Now these do cook quicker, as you can tell. We can get this one served. You got served. Pick it up. Put it down. And the thing is that you can interrupt a cooking in any phase to pick it up. Well, not the raw phase. To put it on a plate. So you just got to be super careful with that. All right, we're up to day 4. Now we're up to 5 groups. We got to be a little bit more careful. I didn't think the groups would jump that quickly. You're going to keep pushing back the tables because why not? If we can eliminate having messes. Now, the other thing we could do, this is something I thought about, not a lot, but doing before, is actually like serving tables in here. And the reason why is because it would just give you more tables instead of using 5. We have, you can use as many tables as you want. I think what I want to do is actually, no, we want to buy the BP desk. And I think what we want to do is we want to upgrade the hob because we want to try to get a danger hob. And mainly the danger hob is going to be exclusively for the thick cut steaks. But, in a pinch, we can use them for the regular cut steaks and then, so on and so forth. So we want to upgrade this. On this, things we can't call as much right now, but things I still do want to call. So we may just not use this very much at all. So let's just see what we get, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to do my research. Actually, I am going to call. Dishwasher, no, don't care, don't care, don't care. I'm going to call 3 times. The clipboard may be helpful at a later time. Not right now. What do you got? Okay, we got doubles up because we don't want people waiting outside, which would be bad. But as long as we get this first group out, then we'll be fine, even though they're both on, well done's here. No, that one's well done and out. This one's well done and out. Get the single group out first, of course. And then we can come down here and call. We're going to get a free ring out of this, which is a good thing for us. Because if you have 5 groups and you call 4 of them right away, you're going to actually be able to ring it twice. So I call it a free ring. I know I wouldn't have had to do that. All right, so we want a thick on the regular hob. And then so we want a well done, a burned small steak, and we want a medium large steak. So we're going to keep cleaning messes as we go because, maybe not that one. Jeez Louise. All right, we're going to get that one served now, and we'll come back and see how slow even the regular hobs are. All right, so here we want double thicks. Yay. Let's just scoop around here. Remember, we have that free patience. We got a safety hob. I'm not going to take the safety hob for steaks. They are good because you can kind of automate well done steaks if you want to, I guess. But I would rather not. All right, so this one we're going to let go to well done because by the time this hits well done on the regular hob, this will hit medium as it does right there on the baby hob or on the regular hob. So one thing you got to be careful is you want to make sure you have the proper steaks before you serve the customers. Because if you don't, you could end up, especially with thick cut steaks, even though, we have a certain amount of timer, like, 120 seconds, 150 seconds. If you mess up, you're going to have to wash a dish, you're going to have to throw something away, etc., etc., etc. So you got to be careful with that. I mean, that's why, rock and danger hobs, you don't really want to use them for regular steaks, because they just cook so darn fast. All right, so it is deco day. Now, the thing is, though, we're not really set up to spend any money on decorations. So I don't know if we're going to, well, we're not going to buy any decorations right now. Again, these are 2 choices. So decrease mess. This is table mess. Bonus patience when delivering food. That actually might be good, though, bonus patience when delivering food. But that's only during the delivery phase, right? Increase queue patience, extra items The thing is, this is queue patience. This is the thing, is are we ever going to have a queue? I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to have a queue. So I think what I want to do is, this is an interesting, because the exclusive for the money is good. I don't know if we'll ever have a queue outside, because we're going to try to keep the groups low as possible. If we don't call, we shouldn't ever get backed up with, with that, but with formal, you have decreased mess. I always get thrown off whether that's decreased mess across the board or just with customers. I think it's just with customers, but it could be across the board. But then also the last buff, tables create no mess. So that means I could actually serve inside with no mess. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go formal. Now, I'm not going to buy anything unless we get some really good deals on something, which we probably won't. Let's see. We can get 60. We could get the first tier. And if those of you who are wondering how these spawn outside, everything spawns outside, it is a mod. It's called, I don't know, Decor Spawner Outside or something. I don't know exactly what it's called. But it's very, very helpful because it eliminates the need for, like, all your wallpaper and flooring usually all spawns inside. And sometimes it's a really big pain in the butt. So I think the question here is, the column painting isn't even that bad, though, really, right? If we end up getting large groups, the large group cards as we go on, this might actually be pretty good to have a column painting because it'll slow down the patience, right? I think what we will do, because we actually have the cash right now, is let's buy the first tier. And we can just stick them over here. It doesn't really matter. Let's just stick them where they can be visible. Because we have the money to do it, you want a vase or a plant. I know it's called, I would say vase, but some people say vase. Vase. All right, cool. So we have decreased mess. So we'll be able to tell if it actually is for this or not. We don't want a safety hob. We'll upgrade that again to a danger hob. So we have 6 groups. So we got to be a little careful now because, I thought the groups would jump up by 1 every 3 days, not 2. But again, if we don't call, we'll be okay. I think I'm going to grab the prep station. That might have been a little premature. No, I don't think it is. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of planning it for side dishes then, maybe. I don't know. All right, we got that and we got this. So we're going to be, again, as long as you don't call, the decreased mess is definitely not for this. As long as you don't call people, it's definitely, the messes are definitely not just for the dining room. Or definitely just, or are definitely just for the dining room. All right, what do you want down here? We want a thick cut. We do want a thick. I can actually get that put on here. We got a burned end. Boom, boom, done, and then we can slap one of these on the regular one, which will be fine. Because by the time this one was cooked, this one will be ready. See, as I just said, and then you got to grab it quick, man. You got to grab it quick. Now, I'm not a big fan of all these double orders because it does add to it. These thick cut steaks, though, man. Whew. I think having that danger hob is going to be really, really, really helpful for us. Well, of course, it's going to be helpful for us. What am I saying? We got that one done, and look at that. We're not even halfway done the first cook yet. All right, we want a big one on this one, so I'm going to let that roll on here because we want to double a well-doner here. Man, it's just, this is what steak is. This is where you lose steak sometimes because of how long it takes to cook. But that's okay. What do you want, my friend? Come on, please choose. Oh my gosh, everyone's on thick. But again, here also having. Like, I'm not a big fan of the what are they called? Not the dining tables, the display stands. But, if we could kind of make it work here where we don't have tons and tons of thick cut steaks, that might be good for us. I should say. All right, I think we're good to call the rest now because we have everybody. Oh, it's only one more. Never mind. Only one more. What do you want, my friend? Do you want a thick cut? I'm going to wait and slap the thick on this one. It'll cook a little bit faster, and we're good. So the decreased messes are definitely not for the cooking apparatuses. They're for the tables. But look at this. I mean, if we have 120 seconds here, we're going to burn through a whole minute just waiting. But that's okay. That's okay. We just wait. We go like this. Do. We're making really good time. Oh, I mean, not making good time. We're making really good work here. And this is the hardest part with steak is you're just waiting. Now, contrary, we could get thin cut steaks. And again, the more steaks options you have, I always forget the bone-in steaks actually leave a bone, so you have to throw the bone out now. So we might have to think about getting a better bin at some point. I don't think we're quite there yet. All right, what do we got? Ooh, okay, so as tomato as a steak topping. So this is not a big deal because steaks yeah, tomatoes are pretty easy. We don't want to do food burns faster, so we'll go right to steak topping. Drops it to 5 groups. Again, if we're not calling, we're not really struggling. But I like to call. That's the problem. I like to call. All right, we got this up and running. All right, got our PS, our prep station. I think I'm going to buy the hob right now. We're going to schwippy swap this out. We'll use the danger hob mainly for the thick cut steaks because that's where they'll be more useful. And what we can do is I think we could probably just put the tomatas here and just have 2 chopped. Or what we could do is, we can't afford the prep station because we can't afford anything else. I think we want to try to maybe work on more hobs. I'm a little anxious to have another danger hob because of how fast these cook. But if we're just standing here, just watching it, it's not a big deal. The prep station, yeah, I think we're going to skip it because we can't afford it anyway. I could re-roll on 10, but the problem is we can't afford anything for 8, so it doesn't matter. And I think we want to try to get a hob would be better, at least for now. Yeah, I wish we could get 2 more coins. We would have rang one more time, we would have had that, or one more customer would have had it, but that's fine. We're kind of doing steaks to order, but I think this is fine. We can cut a couple tomatoes in the beginning, or we can actually maybe we can just do it like this. That might be a little bit of a stretch for the tomats everywhere, but it's still, I think, would still be okay. Yeah, I think it's still fine. So let's say we have 5 groups. Again, we're not going to call right away. We're just going to kind of rock and roll. What we can do is just get a whole bunch of these up and running. And again, tomatoes cook quick, or not cook quick. They chop quick. We do have to ring a little bit. Ooh, a mixture is nice. We don't really for us though. We're gonna ding it through one time. Just look how fast this sucker cooks on a danger hob. You got to be so careful when it starts doing this. Boom, boom, and you're gonna get in trouble real fast if you are not careful. I'm gonna do this. Oh, all right. I always like getting my single orders out first, but there is no single orders. So we want a thick, well done, and we want a rare tomat or a rare regular. It's got to basically just. Look how slow it is, even on a danger hob. It's just crazy how slow it is. But it's okay. It is okay. Here you got to make sure you have the orders completely correct before you start serving them, or you're going to have a bad time. So we got this, and we got this. Am I going to be able to keep up with both of these? I don't know. Boom. And then here we got... Boom. All right. And you got to make sure you put the tomato on the right plate because a tomato is an extra. It's not a side. So it has to go on the right plate. If you put it on the wrong plate, you can still serve either the steak or the tomato. Like, it'll take it, but you don't really want to do that. I'm going to ring 2 times. We locked in a stupid thing. Okay, that's fine. And again, we're fine here. We just got to make sure we do our research. Boom, boom. I think we have 1 group coming in yet. Do my research now. And then we'll be fine here. And another danger hob makes me very, very nervous. All right, we got a bone and we got a non-bone. Now I have a feeling the bone-in is going to cook as fast as the other one does. Nope, definitely not. Oh, see how I made that mistake? I wanted to plate this one, but I messed up. So we got to start over again. This is why I say it's crucial to make sure you have the right ones done. And again, don't give them a tomato just to give them one because it doesn't work like a side because they won't take it. They will take a tomato on a plate with the wrong steak, but they won't take a tomato if they don't order it. So, pretty sure at least. All right, we're at 80 coins. How we doing? All right, we're doing pretty good here. All right, so do we want to get our last table and be done with it? Even though we're not really going to have messes in here, we have another DH, Danger Hob. I think we can't afford both. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be super, super nervous about having 2 danger hobs, but I think as long as we babysit it, we'll be okay. I am going to buy the last one of these, even though eventually we're not going to need it, because if we get the 3rd tier of what's it called? Of formal, we have no messes. So I think what we may do is, we'll see. I also like buying tables, because if we end up getting medium groups, large groups, etc., well, we need them, So what are we going to put in here? Do we want to start? Also, if we start getting side dishes, we could work on metal tables potentially. I think the best thing maybe just out of this group here would be probably a sink. If we can lock in a dishwasher right away, I think we'll be golden. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. there isn't really anything else to do. So we have 6 groups, but you know what, guys, I think we're actually going to end it here. We're at about 25 minutes. I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving me a like as well as a comment. It would be much appreciated. And if you're enjoying this new take on a series or any other series on my channel, hit the subscribe button, tick the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. Also, The Ontario Outdoorsman, my new YouTube channel, or my second YouTube channel, I'm trying to grow that up to 1,000 subscribers. Link is in the description below. Have a look. A lot of shorts on there, a lot of videos coming out the next couple months. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.